Hello, everyone, and a welcome inside the George Finnie Stadium. We're on Tressel Field tonight on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's NCAA Division III men's soccer action on the pitch this evening as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets host a non-conference match up against the College of Wooster Fighting Scots out of the North Coast Athletic Conference. Baldwin Wallace, a proud member of the Ohio Athletic Conference, comes in with a 3-3-1 overall record. They are 1-1 on the home turf here at Tressel Field, 2-1-1 away from home, and 0-1 in neutral site games. The College of Wooster sporting an unbeaten record. They are 4-0-2. They are 4-0 at home. They're 0-0-2 on the road, and they have not played a neutral site game yet this season. Wooster led in scoring by Elliot Miller. The all-NCAC player has 2 goals and 4 assists for 8 points. He's one of 4 Fighting Scot players that have 2 goals apiece. Connor Shea, Evan Amend, and Aiden Faber also with 2 tallies on the year. Matthew Skladany leads the way for Baldwin Wallace. He has 3 goals on the year for a total of 6 points, both of which lead the team. Omar Al-Halabi has 2 goals along with McGuire Alden, and they have 5 and 4 points respectively, as Al-Halabi has an assist. And then with 1 goal, Simi Halawaj, along with Braden Beggs, Mike Kane, Robbie Rochford, Max Yocum. So 12 goals have been scored for Baldwin Wallace this year, and they're trying to break a 2-match winless streak after having 3 straight wins. They suffered a 2-2 tie at John Carroll and then a 1-0 loss against Waynesburg right here last Saturday night in a doubleheader for the football and soccer teams, and they're looking to get back in the win column tonight. It will not be an easy one tonight, though, as the Worcester Scots, again, come in with an unbeaten record. They've been tied twice, and taking a look at those 2 games, that was a 1-1 tie at Case Western Reserve University on a Saturday night, and that is a tough act to follow in that matchup, as Case sports one of the best soccer teams in the region, and they also have a goalkeeper who just set the school record for shutouts. So putting a tally on the board and getting a tie against the Spartans at Case, definitely an attention getter for the Fighting Scots. And then they tied 1-1 at Bethany, but in their victories, they've defeated Waynesburg 3-2 at home, Trine 2-0 at home, Westminster 2-1 at home, and Heidelberg 6-0 at home. And that win came last Wednesday, 1 week ago tonight, as both teams are walking onto the pitch for tonight's matchup. The Worcester Fighting Scots will be in the all-black uniform with gold trim down the sides of the jerseys and the shorts, with the Worcester Athletic logo on the left leg of the shorts and on the back nameplate. And Worcester printed across the front of the jersey, numbers and lettering all in gold. The Yellow Jackets in the all gold with white lettering and numerals, the Athletic logo on the left shoulder of the jersey. And right now we're going to turn it over to the in-house public address announcer for the starting lineup introductions.
Peter Kalitka. Number 10, sophomore forward from Germantown, Maryland, Connor Shea. Number 11, senior midfielder from Mentor, Elliot Miller. Number 12, junior midfielder from Columbus, Griffin Thornton. Number 15, junior defender from Aurora, Connor Piero. Number 17, sophomore defender from Upper Arlington, Evan Paratopoulos. Number 21, senior midfielder from Lexington, Kentucky, Evan Amend. And number 22, senior defender from Greenville, South Carolina, Jacob Freed. Head coach for Worcester, Andy Zydron, assisted by Jack Kyloff. And now, the starters for your Yellow Jackets. In the net tonight, a junior from Exton, Pennsylvania, number 1, Diego Terra. Sophomore defender from Muskegon, Michigan, number 3, Brady Brown. Freshman defender from Hamburg, New York, number 5, Thomas Getz. Sophomore midfielder from Copley, Ohio, number 8, Robbie Rochford. A senior midfielder from Cleveland, number 10, Matt Skladaney. Sophomore midfielder from Grafton, Ohio, number 13, Carter Richardson. Senior defender from Talmadge, Ohio, number 14, Ben McCauley. Junior forward from Lewistown, New York, number 17, Dominic Massaro. Freshman forward from Middleburg Heights, number 18, Omar Al-Halabi. Junior defender from Cleveland, number 24, Braden Lamb. And a senior defender from Twinsburg, number 28, Matt Aspinall. BW is coached by Reed Ayers, assisted by Joe Jovanovski, Colin Fabian, Vince Miller, Paul Visconti, and Danny Rupel. At this time, we ask that all fans please rise and kindly remove your caps as we honor America and those who protect our freedom at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back, everybody. Matt Florjancic on the call of tonight's game between the College of Wooster Fighting Scots, the visiting team on the scoreboard, and the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets right here at Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. BW will go left to right across the field here in the first half. The College of Wooster will go right to left. Again, the Yellow Jackets in gold with white accents on the front of the jerseys, white numerals. And the Worcester Scots in black with gold accents and gold lettering and printing. Baldwin Wallace's goalkeeper, Diego Tiran, will be in light sky blue. And the keeper for the Worcester's Fighting Scots, Eddie Glucksman, will be in highlighter green yellow off to our right. On the season, Tiran has appeared in 3 games with 270 minutes logged. He's allowed 6 goals with 14 saves and a 2.00 goals against average, a 700 save percentage, and a 1-1-1 record. Worcester starts with the ball, and Glucksman, he's been in net for 6 of the Fighting Scots' 7 games, 495 logged minutes, 5 goals allowed, and 0.91 goals against average, 11 saves, a 688 save percentage, and a 4-0-2 record. Worcester tracks the ball down in their defensive end of the field, and the Fighting Scots will send it back over to Glucksman. And from just inside the end line, he tries to clear it. It's poked away by Massaro. He slips it inside to a teammate, and a shot on goal. It goes lower right corner, and it's a tally for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Putting it in the back of the net, Carter Richardson for BW, his first goal of the season. And that was a great play set up by Dominic Macero, who blocked the clearing pass from Glucksman, and then Richardson put it low right corner for the goal. Wooster will take possession off of the kickoff once more and try to regroup after the Jackets jump on them early with a goal inside the first minute of play. And BW, the aggressor, forces a turnover near midfield. They'll send it wide near side. It's Richardson on the ball. Slips it inside to Macero, but left him a little bit too far. Glucksman with the clear out to midfield. And it's headed out of play, and it will go the way of the Yellow Jackets on the throw-in. And that throw-in is deflected out by the College of Wooster, says the officials. So another throw-in coming up for BW, just to the right of the Wooster bench. And the Jackets will possess it off the throw-in. It'll get reversed near side to Aspinall. He'll drop it back middle to Rochford. Now all the way back to Getz, over to Brown on the left side of the field. Brown will send it across the midfield stripe. Back to Getz. And Scodani now will send it back to Tieran. Tieran reverses it over to Brown, left side to his left. Check that's McCauley with it now. And Wooster forces a turnover, but McCauley with a good dive at the ball keeps it alive for the Yellow Jackets, sends it up to Sclodani. The crossing pass blocked by the Scots, kept alive by the Jackets. That's Braden Lamb with it. Off of the one-touch from Al-Halabi. Al-Halabi gets it back, swings it left side. Will get dropped back to Brown. Brown, the aggressor, up the sideline on the drive. Gets stymied a little bit by the Scots. Gets redirected out, but Sclodani is there for the Yellow Jackets. Sclodani will drop it back to McCauley. McCauley with the right foot. Sends it back to Sclodani, far sideline. And it's back to McCauley in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. With a crossing pass to Getz, the Yellow Jackets keep possession. And then Lamb gave pursuit, but it was kicked out of play by Evan Peritopoulos. And it's a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Aspinall lobs it into the box. It's headed out by the Scots. And it was Chartrand on the header out. And now Lamb will track it down for the Yellow Jackets. Drops it back to Getz. Getz will send it all the way back into the box to Tieran, and he'll reverse it over to McCauley left side. McCauley into the middle of the field for Richardson. It's deflected back by the Scots. McCauley on the pursuit. It's taken down. And a sign of good sportsmanship from the Fighting Scots. That was Peter Kalitka, who checked on McCauley as he was gathering himself on the turf. The Jackets get a free kick. They'll send it back to Tieran. Tieran will reverse it to Getz near side. Getz with a crossing pass sends it over to McCauley. And a long lead pass gets it all the way past the Worcester defense, but it also out of the reach of Aspinall, and it's out of play off of the Yellow Jackets. So a throw-in forthcoming for the Scots, and it clears all the way to Getz. Getz to Lamb. Lamb to Sclodani. Sclodani drops it back. Sclodani, one of the few Yellow Jackets that goes with the low sock look, opting to forego the shin guards. As Worcester sends the ball out of play, it's thrown back in and by the Yellow Jackets and taken immediately away by Kalitka. It gets sent back to Jacob Freed for a beautiful crossing pass, 50 yards on the fly Makes it all the way to Connor Shea. Shea tries to get it into the box. It's kicked out by the Yellow Jackets. It'll be sent back on to Connor Piro. It's over to Griffin Thornton and then Nikolitka. Now back to Shea on the left side. Shea tries to center it. It's kicked out by Getz. Deflected off of a Scott, but cleared. And now Wooster will regroup. Still on the Yellow Jacket side of midfield. Freed with it. He'll send it near side to Connor Shea. Back to Freed. Freed with the left foot. Has it deflect off of a Yellow Jacket. And it'll be a throw-in coming up for Wooster. Connor Piro will be on the throw-in. He'll drop it back to Freed. Freed will send it all the way back to Glucksman. Glucksman will send it deep down the field, and it'll make it all the way to Tierin, who catches it on a one-hop. And he'll roll it down in front of him and then send it over to the sideline, and the Jackets cannot keep it in play. And they very nearly kicked it out of the stadium on a deflection. It went up to the top levels of the bleachers on the away side of the stadium and bounced back in. So it's a throw-in for the Fighting Scots. It's controlled out top by Miller. But then cleared out by the Yellow Jackets. Another long lead pass. That gets past everybody, and Glucksman will come out of his net to corral it. He'll send it up the field and touch it up to Elliot Miller. Miller with the left foot. Miller wearing the captain's armband for the Fighting Scots. Sends it all the way down to Tierin. Tierin will roll it out to McCauley. McCauley to Brown. Brown kind of fanned on the kick, but it's tracked down by Rochford. Rochford will drop it back to Getz near side. Getz centers it back to Rochford. Rochford goes far side to Brown. Brown drops it back to McCauley. McCauley lobs it across midfield, and it's headed out of play, and it will be a throw-in coming up for the Worcester Scots. The Fighting Scots, I should say. And it overshoots the intended target. Getz will send it away, and it's deflected toward the Yellow Jacket bench, and the Scots will deflect it off the bounce. Paratopoulos had it carry him out of play on him, so Yellow Jackets got the throw in. It was sent all the way to Glucksman. He'll clear it back to Piro and get it right back. Glucksman with the one touch sends it over to Chartrand. Back to Glucksman. A lot of possessing on the defensive side of midfield for the Scots early in this one. Gets sent up to Piro. Piro draws a double team, and the Jackets force a takeaway with Lamb coming up with the ball. Over to Aspinall. They'll drop it to Skladany. Skladany with the left foot. Gets himself some space. Gets across midfield. Drops it back to Getz. Getz will send it over to McCauley. McCauley across midfield to Macero. And Brown was going to his right, and the ball went to his left, and that was a turnover and a result of a throw-in, but the Jackets quickly gained possession back. All lobby with the redirect. It gets sent up to Richardson. Richardson lobs it over the defense, and Glucksman hustling out of the net to try and keep the traffic away. He'll scoop up the ball and walk back towards the goal. Glucksman initially looked to send it down the field, but opted for a shorter pass, checked up at the last second. Now the Jackets force a turnover. It's Lamb with the ball, and now a lead pass for Richardson on that far side, and it will be a goal kick coming up for the Fighting Scots. He'll send it to the near sideline, where it is Piro with it, and then it'll get dropped back all the way to Glucksman. Glucksman with the left foot sends it over to Chartrand, back to Glucksman, and he'll send it out near midfield. It's headed away by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Lamb goes up, tries to send it over to a teammate. The Scots deflect it, but the Yellow Jackets will get it back thanks to Matthew Skladany. Over to Rochford, now over to McCauley into the middle of the field to Lamb. It's deflected over to Macero. and taken away by the Scots momentarily, but Skladany will get it right back. He steps around a defender and loses the ball. And it's Kalitka who will send it down the field. Tyrion will gather it and send it over to Getz near side. Gets up the field to Lamb. He'll send it over to Brown, left side. Nice change of direction from Brown. Long lead pass on that left side. The Jackets threatening again. And it'll be deflected out of play along the end line by the Wooster Fighting Scots. And that will be the first corner of the evening, and it will go to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Brady Brown will tee up the corner for the Jackets. He puts both hands into the air, throws them down to his side, lobs it into the box with the right foot, and leads it a little bit too far, but the Jackets will track it down. That's Ben McCauley hustling out of the box with it. A good strike from the top of the box from Rochford, but it goes through the football uprights just a little bit north of the net, and that'll result in a goal kick for the Fighting Scots. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the College of Wooster is being brought to you by University Hospitals, Trasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the College of Wooster right here on Flow College. After the goal kick was sent down the field, the Yellow Jackets will retake possession of the ball. Good physical play along that side, and it'll be a takeaway for Wooster. On the lead pass across midfield, the Yellow Jackets will take it back. That's Getz settling over top of the ball and slowing things down for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. He sends it middle of the field to Lamb. Lamb drops it back to McCauley. Brown has his pass deflected by the Fighting Scots. McCauley will head it back toward midfield, and the Scots will respond in kind. Lamb draws a triple team, and the Fighting Scots come away with the ball, forcing the turnover. Evan Amend, and it gets sent near Tyrion, and he'll scoop it up. He'll roll it to that far side. That's Ben McCauley up to Brown along the sideline. Brown back to Getz. Getz with a right-footed lead pass. It's deflected sky high by the Scots. Headed back toward midfield, but Skladany is there. He sends it to Lamb in the middle between the hash marks. Lamb sends it far left side to Brown. Brown with a beautiful cross, but it's headed away by the Fighting Scots. Aspinall will head it back down, and it'll be touched up by Al-Halabi. Taken away quickly by the Scots. Now a good battle, good physical play, and a foul will be called against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. So Wooster will get a free kick. And they play it quickly over to Freed. Freed over to Piro. It gets sent back to Glucksman. Glucksman sends it far sideline, and the Scots will keep it in as Chartrand did his best to keep it on the right side of the sideline. The Scots will drop it back to Glucksman once more, and he's getting an awful lot of work trying to facilitate for this Fighting Scots team. This is a team that hasn't had to play from behind for very much this season. They've played really well in non-conference play, but they gave up a very early tally and now find themselves trying to work their way back into it. Off a deflection, it's sent over to Tyrion, and the Jackets will get it right back on the possession, but it'll be lost along that far sideline, so that will be a throw-in coming up for the Fighting Scots. Jackets get the takeaway. They send it across midfield, and there's nobody but Glucksman before The Fighting Scots get Freed down there, and Freed battling with Richardson, and Richardson gave him a little bit more than just a shoulder shrug on his way to pursuing the ball, and that is a foul against Carter Richardson and a free kick for the Scots. Glucksman quickly plays it and gets it right back. With the right foot, he'll send it deep down the field. It'll be controlled by McCauley. He'll send it across midfield, and it's deflected out by the Fighting Scots. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. And it will be Matt Aspinall who will handle that. It's headed out by the Scots, so another throw-in for Aspinall. He lobs it in for Richardson. It's sent away by Kalitka. Kalitka again with a deflection. Overshoots his teammate. It's knocked down by Getz. And then on Aspinall's feet up the field, the Fighting Scots take it away. Getz in the lead position for the ball, and he will send it up to this near sideline before Aspinall puts it about midway up the bleachers. So a throw-in forthcoming for the Scots. And it's a good play. Gives the Yellow Jackets some time to recover from the defensive side of things and rotate in and get in position. Out top of the box, the Scots have the ball. They'll direct it toward the goal, and a lead pass is just a little bit too long. There were two Scots going for the ball, and that actually cost them big time as the ball stayed in play for quite a few seconds while they both overran and checked up on it, so they avoided a collision. And it went across the end line for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets to get a goal kick. Tieran sends it far side, and that long lead pass goes 3/4 of the way down the field before the Scots will track it down. Now Getz drops back and takes it away for the Yellow Jackets. Lamb had it for a second, but it was redirected. And now it's on the foot of Connor Shea. Shea with a long lead pass, and that's the equalizer for the Fighting Scots. As coming in and getting the goal is number 7, Aris Christodoulou. And Shea picks up the tally. So we're back to even. It's 1-1 with 27:33 left to go in the first half. Now really, Wooster scoring on what was their first quality chance of the night. They hadn't really put in much pressure on the offensive end. They were playing a lot involving Glucksman on the defensive side. And when they finally gave a good pursuit, the Fighting Scots put it in the back of the net for the tying tally. Richardson will kick it back to Lamb. The Jackets with possession after the goal. Macero tries to get it back to Richardson. And Richardson's going to get called for a foul. A free kick forthcoming for the Baldwin or for the Wooster Fighting Scots, and they place it down quickly and get across midfield. Macero forces a turnover. Rochford checks up on the brakes, sends it back to Lamb. Lamb dribbles it into the across midfield to Massaro with the pass now. Massaro sends it far side. That's Brown. Brown to Richardson. Richardson on a redirect to Lamb. Lamb looking to pursue it up the field, but the Fighting Scots are called for an infraction. So the Yellow Jackets will get a free kick. And Wooster's calling some players up from the box to form a wall in front of the Yellow Jackets. It'll be a three-player wall, 10 yards removed from the ball. So plenty of opportunity for the Yellow Jackets here in terms of space to try and feed it into the box. And Skladany drops back, signals the play, sends it far side, and it's headed off of one of the Scots. Then they're going to say it deflects back off of a Yellow Jacket, so a goal kick is forthcoming for Wooster. Glucksman has been busy, not necessarily with shots on goal, but just being an integral part of the game plan in terms of trying to redirect it so the Fighting Scots can try and find a pursuit up the field. They haven't had many, but they cashed in on their first really good chance of the night. Rochford will drop it back to Tieran. Tieran sends it over to Getz, back to Tieran now. He'll reverse it. Backside to McCauley. McCauley with a crossing pass to Getz, near side. Getz sends it over to Brown. Brown hustles after it in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. He'll corral it. And off a deflection, gets it across midfield. Now a two-hand shove from one of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. I believe that was Aspinall. Resulted in a free kick for the Scots, and Connor Shea with it on his foot. He has one assist on the night, and he tried to get a crossing pass sent over to Amend, and it went out of play. The Scots with it. Glucksman facing heavy pressure, sends it to midfield. And the Yellow Jackets trying to track it down. They'll send it over to Tieran. Tieran will then lob it to midfield before Shea gets it back. Now off of a couple of deflections. It's Shea with the ball, and he's dribbling it towards the net. It's a save from Tieran, but the whistle had already sounded. That was offsides against the Fighting Scots, so a free kick is forthcoming for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Played up to McCauley. He'll dribble it across midfield, then lob it down the field. It'll be scooped up by Glucksman to the right of his net, and Glucksman will spin it out with two hands, put his right foot on the ball, and then crush it across midfield for it's headed back by the Yellow Jackets. Lamb with it now. Slips a pass to Macero, but it's taken away by Kalitka. Will be sent far side now to Paratopoulos. And then it's cleared by Chartrand up to Piro. Piro with it near side with the left foot. He'll send it over to Shea. Shea tried to finesse it past Braden Lamb, and the Jackets will take it away. Lamb slips it to Al-Halabi, who caught an elbow high. And the official saw it, so a foul is called against the Scots, and a free kick is forthcoming. And Sclodani will play it in quickly to Aspinall. Aspinall looking for Lamb. Got him caught going the wrong way, so it's a turnover, and the Scots will send it down the field. McCauley gives chase. He'll send it up the field, but the Scots will take it away. And a little bit of pressure here from Wooster. But, again, McCauley with a takeaway. And it's out of play off of the Scots. A couple substitutions, 2 for the Scots and 1 for the Yellow Jackets. On the pitch now for Wooster, number 9, Robert Hillhouse, and number 2, Ionis Aristodemo. And Jackson Shoemaker also onto the pitch for the College of Wooster. Hillhouse with it. He sends it over to Shea. Shea deflects it now over to Hillhouse on the pursuit. He corrals it, drops it back. Left-footed pass into the box. It's going to be knocked away by the Jackets, but tracked down once more, and it'll be on the foot of Shoemaker. Shoemaker weaving his way through the Jacket defense with the left-footed shot. It's a save. It's deflected out along the end line, so it's a corner coming up for Wooster. Aristodemu will take the corner for Wooster. It's the Scots' first corner of the night. It's punched out by Tieran, and it will be corralled by Shea and deflected back to Shea. Shea dribbles it through the Jacket defense, puts a shot toward the net. It's blocked, and it rolls out of play into the Yellow Jacket bench. Throw-in coming up for the Fighting Scots. And it's past the end line. Last touch by Wooster, so a goal kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. 2 more substitutions on for Wooster.
Now on the pitch for Wooster, number 5, Will Pope, and number 25,
Gavin Brandenburg and Will Pope are now on the pitch for Wooster. Baldwin Wallace with possession. And check that. Now it's 26, Aiden Faber, who's on the field for Wooster. Foul against Baldwin Wallace results in a free kick coming up for Wooster. They're about 21 yards out from the net. And on a diagonal, you could probably add another 10 on the distance. The free kick sent into the box, and it's going to be redirected in front by the Scots, and one of the Fighting Scots trips over the Yellow Jacket keeper. And now BW hustles its way across midfield before it's sent up and out of the stadium by the Fighting Scots. Brown will handle the throw-in on the far side of the field. Skladany with it, some fancy footwork, takes possession of it, drops it back. Now to Brown from Rochford and over to Lamb, but Lamb slipped and the Fighting Scots will track it down. That's Shoemaker. Gives it to Kalitka. It's skied out toward midfield, but it's out of play off of the Fighting Scots, so a throw-in is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. Gets in to McGuire Alden. To Skladany, back to Skladany off a deflection, but the Fighting Scots will take it away. And now the Yellow Jackets will block it out of play on a deflection into the Wooster bench. So a throw-in coming up for Aristodemu. And it'll be headed down by Baldwin Wallace. And BW will get possession. Skladany with the break check. Keeps possession for a quick second before the Fighting Scots will get it back. And the long lead pass headed away by Baldwin Wallace. And now a lead pass for Wooster goes out of play near midfield, so that will result in a throw-in for Baldwin Wallace. 17:23 left to go here in the first half, and we're even at 1 after an early tally by Baldwin Wallace. Wooster tied the score with 27 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first half. McGuire Alden takes a high hit from the ball and fell to the turf, and he is laboring, and we have a stoppage in play. He caught it in the neck area, and that is always a scary sight when the ball takes a high hop like that, and he just gave a thumbs up to the official. So Glucksman will be given the ball, and we'll be back underway. When we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the College of Wooster Fighting Scots is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. And Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against Wooster right here on Flow College. Wooster will redirect it out of play. And the Yellow Jackets will get a throw-in, but they'll also get a substitution. Owen Reyes is on the pitch for the Yellow Jackets, and he'll relieve Omar Al-Halabi. It's Aspinall on the throw-in. He'll get it back from Skladany. Now with a short pass over to Richardson, and it's deflected out of play by the Wooster Fighting Scots. Aspinall on the throw-in to McGuire Alden. He'll get it right back. Now with the right foot, tries to get around a defender, but Wooster is there for the takeaway. And Scodani will take it right back and deflect it out. So a throw-in is forthcoming by the Fighting Scots. Shoemaker gets it into Shea, then gets it right back. Now on the lead pass down the field, it's deflected back by the Yellow Jackets, but the Scots retain possession. Hillhouse with it to the right of the box, drops it off for Shea, gets it right back. Crossing pass, taken away by Lamb. Lamb sends it up toward midfield where Richardson's there, but the Fighting Scots will take it back as Shoemaker forces the turnover, drops it back near side to Shea. Shea steps over the ball, sends it into the box. It's headed away by the Yellow Jackets, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for Baldwin Wallace, or for Wooster, I should say, after the deflection by Baldwin Wallace. Elliot Miller on a throw-in. Now on the lead pass, the Fighting Scots will send it through the box for the Yellow Jackets. Clear it out toward midfield. McGuire Alden with a long lead pass for Lamb. It overshoots him, and the Scots will redirect it toward midfield. Miller with it. He'll send it right side. And now Pope will send it down the field. It'll be tracked down by McCauley, and it will be kept in somehow by McCauley to Rochford. Rochford sends it near side to Reyes. Reyes with the change of direction, drops it back to Aspinall. Now to McGuire Alden in the middle. Alden sends it right side. That's Brown giving it off to Richardson. Richardson can't fight and through the initial pressure, but will keep the possession now for the Yellow Jackets with good sustained effort. And the ball is touched out of play by the Yellow Jackets, so the Wooster Scots get the throw in, but the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace take it right back. Now a sky-high pass is deflected by Wooster. Miller sends it down the field, and on a couple of bounces, I should say, Diego Tirin, the keeper for the Yellow Jackets, will scoop it up. He'll roll it with the right hand. Out to Getz on the near side. Aspinall took his eyes off the ball, and it rolls out of play off of the Yellow Jackets. Throw in forthcoming for the Scots. They get it in, and they tried to get it to Hillhouse, but the lead pass was a little bit too long. And a throw-in is coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Two substitutions for the Yellow Jackets is Scladani and Richardson will check out.
Now on the pitch, for Baldwin Wallace, number 11, Mike Kane, and number 19, Michael Gigante.
So Michael Gigante, number 19, and number 11, Mike Kane, will be on the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. PW with possession. After the substitution, Wooster took it back. Kane gave pressure and forced a long pass to the far side, and it's touched out of play by the Yellow Jackets. So a throw-in coming up for the Wooster Scots, and they will send on number 3, Taylor Uzaki. The throw-in is deflected back and forth before the Scots will track it down in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. Hillhouse with it. He'll swing it far right side. It's cleared out by McGuire Alden, and it'll be a throw-in for the Fighting Scots. Elliot Miller will throw it in along that far sideline. He lobs it into the box, and The Fighting Scots are whistled for a foul, so the Yellow Jackets will take possession off of the free kick. After a couple of redirects, Lamb ends up with it for the Yellow Jackets at the midfield stripe. Aspinall hustles up the field. Lead pass intercepted by Wooster. And with Shoemaker on the takeaway, but he gives it right back as Lamb comes up with it. Lamb's lead pass deflected, but Aspinall still keeps control. Drops it back to Reyes. Reyes sends it far side. It's Brown with it. Brown back to Reyes. Reyes with the centering pass has it deflected. That was Kane he was trying to feed the ball to, but the Fighting Scots will take it away. Now the Yellow Jackets trying to get it back. It's Lamb with it. He avoids a collision, leaves the ball behind, and Wooster takes the possession. It gets cleared over to Shoemaker on the near side, just across midfield. Shoemaker with a lead pass on a slide tackle. Reyes deflected it away from the Scots, and now it'll be taken by Lamb over to Rochford. Rochford to McGuire Alden. Alden trying to get it back to Rochford, led him a little bit too far. It's taken by Kalitka. He'll drop it back to Shoemaker, and now all the way back to Glucksman. Glucksman with the clear. Out to midfield where it's Lamb possessing it for the Yellow Jackets. The Scots will get it back. They'll send it across midfield. Now McGuire Alden has possession. Sends it over near side to Aspinall. Aspinall to Alden. Alden sends it to Brown on a one-touch with the right foot. Gets it back to Alden. It's redirected up the field by the Scots, but McCauley heads it away. Getz comes out of his defensive position and seizes a possession for the Yellow Jackets. A couple of redirects before the Scots will take possession. And it's forced out by Baldwin Wallace off of Wooster. A throw-in is forthcoming for BW, and they will get 3 new players onto the pitch. So number 30, Braden Beggs. Number 23, Nate Usre. And number 4, Jacek Gomez on the field for the Yellow Jackets. The throw-in goes a little bit too long, and it's deflected out by Wooster. So BW will get another look at a throw-in. Lob into the box, headed out by Wooster. It's tracked down by the Fighting Scots. And out with the clear, out to Fabian. Elliot Miller giving chase, and a good slide tackle by Reyes sends the ball out of play. Miller gets up after hitting the deck hard through the slide tackle. And he's no worse for wear, which is good. On the lead pass from McGuire Alden up that far side. He is sent further down the field before it's scooped up by Glucksman. He'll send it over to the left of his cage to Jackson Shoemaker. Shoemaker jogs it up the field, and then a lead pass toward the box. It's kicked away by McCauley. But the Scots will retain possession on the Yellow Jacket side of midfield before a foul is called by the official on the sideline. So a free kick is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. And it looks like Diego Tierin might take it for BW. Yeah, he calls for everybody to clear out. And he'll reset the ball. 5:28 left on a running first half clock. It's 1-1 in this non-conference game as Tierin will send it deep down the field, and it will be played by the Fighting Scots. That's Chartrand with it. He'll clear it out to midfield. The Yellow Jackets will redirect it. McGuire Alden giving battle with Faber, and it is Faber who's called for the foul. So the Yellow Jackets will get a free kick right from midfield, and it will be Thomas Getz who will do the honors. Getz swings it over to McGuire Alden near side, back to Getz across midfield. Now back to Diego Tierin. Tierin up to midfield. The Jackets with possession of the ball, driving towards the Wooster goal. And the Fighting Scots with good recovery to force another takeaway before a foul is called against Baldwin Wallace. So a free kick is forthcoming as we near. Now we're under 4 minutes, I should say, left to go in the first half. Good pursuit by the Fighting Scots, but on a clear, the Yellow Jackets will get it out of danger momentarily, and they will deflect it into their own bench. So a throw-in is upcoming for the Fighting Scots. Aristodemo will do those honors, and he'll get it back on a one-touch from Will Pope. I'll get sent back to midfield, and the Yellow Jackets deflect it, but Wooster still stays in possession of the ball, and it looks like another Fighting Scots throw in forthcoming. It'll be Jackson Shoemaker who will take care of that. He'll lob it into Faber, get it back with the right-footed pass. Now steps through two defenders and around a third, centers it before Lamb drops it back to Alden. Kane to Reyes, and now it's a foot race, but Klucksman will get there before either the Fighting Scot or the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jacket in pursuit of the ball. So one of the Yellow Jackets was told to avoid overacting on the physical play. The head official said that's the second time in the last 3 minutes that I've seen you do that, and you're not getting away with it. And Wooster got possession, and now a foul is committed by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And we're nearing some interesting territory here. You don't want to make the officials mad. You don't want to give them reason to bring out the cards. Gigante applying some pressure for the Yellow Jackets, but the Scots maintain the possession. And now it'll be deflected out by Wooster, so Baldwin Wallace will have a throw-in in front of its own bench. And it's headed away by the Fighting Scots, but Lamb is there to hustle after the loose ball. Lamb feeds it up the field. And a right-footed shot by the Yellow Jackets, deflected out of play by the Fighting Scots. So Baldwin Wallace will get a corner. Under 90 seconds left, almost under a minute left now, and it will be under a minute before the Yellow Jackets take this corner. So they're in no hurry as they send Braden Lamb to take the corner. He puts both hands in the air, drops them to his sides, rolls it into the box, and it is headed towards the goal, but lands on top of the goal by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. So it's a goal kick coming up for Wooster. Kluxman will roll it out with his two hands, send it near side. And that will be Freed, who lobs it down the field, redirects it across midfield. And the Fighting Scots played up toward the benches. Before it's over to Uzaki. Uzaki tries to kick it in toward the net, and it will be deflected in to the hands of Tyrion, and he will run it out and punt it away. And the first half comes to a close as both teams have scored one time. It is a 1-1 tie through the first 45 minutes of play. We're going to step aside for a break right here on Flow College after reminding you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the College of Wooster Fighting Scots right here on Flow College. We're going to step aside for that break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half statistics and get you set for second half action between the Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets and the College of Wooster Fighting Scots right here on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's men's non-conference soccer action on the pitch tonight as the Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets play host to the College of Wooster Fighting Scots. After 45 minutes of play, we are even at 1. Baldwin Wallace scored just 45 seconds into the game when Carter Richardson tallied his first on a pass from Dominic Macero, who forced a turnover off of a clearing kick from goalkeeper Eddie Glucksman of the Fighting Scots. And then Wooster at the 17:27 mark of the first half drew even with the second tally of the season for RS Christodoulou off of the Connor Shea assist. Taking a look at the halftime statistics for you, both keepers played all 45 minutes. They each allowed a goal. No saves for Glucksman, 2 for Diego Tiran of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. 3 Yellow Jackets had shots. That's Robbie Rochford, Carter Richardson, and Jacek Gomez. Only one reached on goal, and that was Richardson's tally. And then the assist to Macero. 2 fouls from Omar Al-Halabi, and then it's 1 each for Brady Brown, Carter Richardson, Matt Aspinall, Mike Kane, Michael Gigante, and Nate Usre for a half total of 8. Wooster led in shots by 4 different players. Chris Dedulu has 1, Shea has 1, Uzaki has 1, and Shoemaker has 1. And the shots on goal belong to Chris Dedulu along with Uzaki and Shoemaker. The lone assist belongs to Connor Shea, and then it's 5 fouls for the Scots. Faber, Piero, Thornton, Kalitka, and Chartrand, each with 1. Shots by the first half, the Worcester Fighting Scots with 4, 3 for the Yellow Jackets, 2 saves for Baldwin Wallace, none for the Fighting Scots. The Yellow Jackets lead in corners 2-1, and the Yellow Jackets have committed 8 fouls as opposed to 5 for the Worcester Fighting Scots. We're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second half for you between the Worcester Fighting Scots and the host Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets right here on Flow College. So the teams have retaken the pitch, and we will get the second half underway momentarily. Worcester will go left to right here in the second half. Baldwin Wallace will go right to left. Worcester, again, in the all-black uniforms with the gold trim, gold numerals, and gold printing with Worcester across the front of the jersey, and their keeper, Glucksman, in highlighter green-yellow. He will be in goal to our left. The Yellow Jackets in all gold with white numerals and white and gold stripes down the front of the jersey. And their keeper, Diego Tiran, will be in sky blue off in goal to our right. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will start the second half with possession. Richardson will drop it back, and McGuire Alden will loft it across midfield. Wooster will head it away, but Lamb is there to take it on the one-touch deflection. Now a redirect by the Scots, sent back at them by Baldwin Wallace. Alden, I should say, gives pursuit, gets a turnover as Lamb will track it down. Now along the near side, it's Brady Brown with it. Wooster blocked a crossing pass, so it's a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Foul is committed against Baldwin Wallace, so a free kick is forthcoming for the Wooster Scots. It's sent along that far sideline. Yellow Jackets sent it into their own bench and over their bench, so a throw-in is coming up for Wooster. Wooster dropped it back to their keeper, Glucksman, and he sent it across midfield. Now a foul is called against Wooster, so Baldwin Wallace will get a free kick. A redirect from Baldwin Wallace will result in a throw-in for Wooster. Good lead throw-in headed backward by the Scots. Now it's redirected by Baldwin Wallace. Good stick to it in this for the Scots, and they'll push the ball into the box. And it's dropped back, and then a crossing pass over to Miller. Miller to Shea. It's redirected in the corner, cleared out by Baldwin Wallace. And it will be a throw-in just to the right of the Wooster bench. Wooster will drop it back across midfield. And the Fighting Scots will send it back to Glucksman. So Wooster will regroup, and Glucksman with a long lead pass that's headed out of play by the Yellow Jackets. So throw-in coming up. And Wooster ran it a little bit too far down the field, and they crossed the end line, so a goal kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Tieran will drop it right to Getz. Getz to Alden, back to Getz. And a long right-footed strike down the field, headed away by the Scots. Miller left foots it down the field, and it's kicked out by Baldwin Wallace. Nearly kicked out, I should say, but Wooster did a good job to possess it along that sideline. McGuire Alden will redirect it, but it's kept alive by the Scots. And dribbling it through the box didn't work for Wooster as the Yellow Jackets got possession of it and cleared it. Wooster retakes possession near midfield. And a long lead pass is tracked down by Miller, and it's going to be directed out of bounds over the end line by the Yellow Jackets. A corner is forthcoming for Wooster. Elliot Miller will spot it, and he'll take the corner. Wooster will position itself for the corner. With the left foot, Miller sends it across the box, and a foul is called against Wooster. So the Yellow Jackets will take a quick possession off the free kick, and Tyrrell, not wasting any time, sends it across midfield, but it's headed away and taken by the Fighting Scots. Chartrand will lob it into the box. The Scots possess it. After taking it out, now they're trying to get it back into the box. The pass attempt is deflected by Baldwin Wallace. Astradimu tracks it down. It gets dropped back to Chartrand. Wooster with a quick drive down the field and a shot toward the goal on a dive. It's Tyrrell who saves it for Baldwin Wallace. And he'll fire it out with the right hand down the field. And the Yellow Jackets with their first opportunity on this side of the field. Good centering pass deflected away from Lamb by the Fighting Scots. And the Yellow Jackets will battle for it. A foul is called against Aiden Faber. And the Yellow Jackets will get a free kick. Skladany plays it short right side. It's redirected toward the goal, and it will go out. On the sideline, so it'll be a throw-in coming up for Wooster. And that was an incredible effort. It was about a 40-yard throw-in before the Scots were able to track it down. And Baldwin Wallace will get it on a takeaway. And they'll clear it into their own, the Yellow Jacket bench. So a throw-in is forthcoming for Wooster. Clearing attempt by Baldwin Wallace, redirected by Wooster. Now BW sends it back down the field. It's headed away by Chartrand. Across midfield, and the Yellow Jackets will send it right back at the Fighting Scots, and they'll respond in kind. This time the lead pass is sent out of play by McCauley of the Yellow Jackets, so a throw-in is coming up for Wooster. They get it in, and the crossing pass knocked away by McGuire Alden. Out near Carter Richardson, and he'll get it taken away by Chartrand. Lead pass for Wooster, deflected away by the Yellow Jackets. Now Lamb sends it over to Rochford. A lead pass gets to Richardson. Rochford tries to drive it further down the field. Glucksman will come out and kick it away with the right foot. It's headed up by Griffin Thornton. The Jackets redirect it, and now the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will redirect it out of play, so a throw-in is forthcoming for Wooster. And it looks like a substitution is coming for the Yellow Jackets. Oh, one of the Yellow Jackets slips while trying to move the ball up the field. Wooster takes possession, but the Yellow Jackets will get it right back. Braden Lamb with it. Long lead pass, and it's going to overshoot Rockford. And Glucksman will come out of the net and kick it off to his left. And it's Shoemaker with it. Aristidimou gets it across midfield. Then a block on the pass attempt. Deflected out by Baldwin Wallace. A throw-in is coming up for Wooster. And it's Miller who settled over the ball and was going to throw it in, but he'll give it up to Aristidimou. He gets it into Kalitka. Back to Aristidimou. And he sends it near side. Now to Faber. Faber checks up, going to his right, goes back to his left. Now checks back up and goes right. Lobs it into the box. It's headed away by the Yellow Jackets and sent right back in by Faber. Another header out for the Yellow Jackets, ×2. And a foul is called. And Baldwin Wallace will get a free kick coming up. The free kick is sent near side to McCauley with the left foot. He gets it across midfield. Wooster tracks it down as Griffin Thornton will run it down. And his lead pass intended for Hillhouse is battled for and taken by McCauley. Left-footed pass up near midfield gets to Carter Richardson, but the Fighting Scots will take it back off of a deflection. Now along that far sideline, Wooster trying to get into their set before it's sent toward the keeper, and Tyrion will trap it with the left foot, send it up to Lamb with the right. Lamb drops it middle of the field, and it gets sent back to McGuire Alden. Alden with the right foot, up near Brown. It's fed back to Brown. Brown hustling after it. Good slide tackle by the Fighting Scots. On that tackle was number 4, Nate Chartrand, and it's going to be a goal kick coming up for Wooster as Wyatt Chapman, number 32, checks in for Baldwin Wallace. The lead pass from Wooster goes out of play. It's a throw-in coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Brown lobs it in. It's Chapman who plays it back to Lamb. Back to Chapman with the right foot. He redirects it right side. Now top to Lamb. Lamb was directing it toward McGuire Alden, but it was deflected back at him, so he drops it back to Brown. Brown has it taken away by Hillhouse, but a sliding tackle from Lamb redirects it. It's sent up to Hillhouse once more. Getz is there to take it away. Now to Brown. Gets sent over to Skladany. Skladany to Rochford. A lead pass into the box. Directed out by Wooster. McGuire Alden stays with it, keeps possession through heavy pressure, drops it back to Brown. Brown back to McGuire Alden. Back to Braden Lamb. His lead pass is cleared away by Wooster. McCauley giving chase. He'll head it away from Hillhouse and take it. Sends it up that far sideline. It's redirected across midfield. The Yellow Jackets giving chase, and it's cleared into the Yellow Jacket bench by the Fighting Scots. So off the throw, and it gets redirected near side to Brown. Brown steps out of a slide tackle attempt, puts the right-footed shot towards the net, and it's just wide of a diving Glucksman. So a goal kick is forthcoming for Wooster. And it's cleared out near midfield, headed out by the Yellow Jackets. Throw in forthcoming for Wooster. Eris Christodoulou and Evan Amend back on the pitch for Wooster. And they will possess it with a long lead pass that gets through to Tieran. Tieran will scoop it up. And he'll send it to McCauley on the near side. McCauley drops it to Skladany. Now it gets sent back to Tieran. He'll redirect it to Getz to the right of the Yellow Jacket net. And then back left to McCauley. McCauley with the left foot sends it across midfield. It's taken away by Aristodemu. And the Scots will walk it into, or across midfield, I should say. Lead pass across the box. It's touched up by Kalitka, and it is sent out by the Scots along the end line, so a goal kick is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the College of Wooster Fighting Scots is being brought to you by University Hospitals, Trasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the College of Wooster Fighting Scots right here on Flow College. The Yellow Jackets break free of pressure from Wooster. They get it across midfield, but Wooster recovers in time to force the takeaway. Aristodemu with the ball. Long lead pass, gets through the box, and it's touched up in the box. So that's a handball charge to Wooster, and the Yellow Jackets will get a free kick. 26:44 and counting left in this second half of action. We're even at one apiece. Tyrion will send it over to McCauley near side. McCauley with a dangerous pass gets it over to Getz. Getz sends it up that far side of the field, and it's deflected back across midfield by Wooster. And then another takeaway for the Fighting Scots. And it's directed out by Wooster off of some pressure for BW. And a throw-in will come up for the Yellow Jackets after this substitution. Wooster on the takeaway. Can't track it down before it crosses the end line. And that'll bring Braden Beggs back onto the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. goal kick is sent to McCauley. Near side with the left foot. He'll send it up toward midfield. It's headed away by Wooster. Connor Shea controlling it. It gets dropped back to Elliott Miller, and then a lead pass from Miller will have just enough to make it across the end line and result in another goal kick for Baldwin Wallace. McCauley with it between the hash marks. Long feed will be scooped up by Glucksman. He'll roll it far side. And it will be directed out into the Yellow Jacket bench by a Baldwin Wallace player. So a throw in upcoming for the Fighting Scots. Will Pope back on for Wooster. As the Fighting Scots will direct it out of play, so a throw-in is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Wooster's long lead pass controlled off the deflection by the Fighting Scots. A shot is blocked across the end line, and we're going to say that shot was not blocked across the end line, so a goal kick is forthcoming. Action back and forth as the ball is volleyed for, and it looks like Wooster is going to get hit with a foul, and the Yellow Jackets are going to get a free kick out of this one. Brown will take the free kick. It gets into the box. It's headed out by Wooster. Yellow Jackets give pursuit, but it's redirected toward midfield. And again, Wooster will come up with the deflection. It's Miller with the left foot, sending it down the field, hustling after it. Having a mend, but it'll be Tyrion who comes out to greet the ball, and he will swing it left side. The Scots will step up and redirect it, and the Yellow Jackets will take it right back. Off the deflection. It's a Yellow Jacket throw-in. It's Carter Richardson with the throw-in. Skladini goes for the ball, gets sent to the deck, and the official throws his hand up and waves it down in a snapping motion as if to say, forget that, I'm not making that call. That was a dive, and play continues, and now we'll get a foul call near midfield. And Brown will take the free kick for the Yellow Jackets. He instructs everybody to drop back. And Brown launches it into the box. Great feed. It's headed towards the goal. Now cleared out by the Scots. It'll be tracked down by Will Pope. Pope sends it out near midfield. And gets hustling after it. He deflects it towards Tyrion. Tyrion comes out and sends it away with the right foot as Connor Shea was giving the Yellow Jackets all sorts of pressure. Shea was 1.5 steps away from putting that up and over Tyrion's reach and potentially into the net for the go-ahead goal. We have a timeout on the field to attend to an injured player. And the Yellow Jacket trainer has come on to the field to speak with one of the Fighting Scots. And It was a pretty quick and looked like a one-sided conversation led by Jacob Freed. The throw in coming up for Baldwin Wallace. It gets dropped back on their defensive side of midfield. Sent over to McCauley on the near side. McCauley sends it back over to Getz. Getz with a lead pass. Still controlled by Baldwin Wallace. And up that far sideline it goes. A crossing pass into the box. Deflected out by the Scots, but then controlled right back by the Yellow Jackets. Left-footed shot. Blocked in the box. BW still with possession of it. This is Rochford. He sends it right side. That's Danny. Then this shot's blocked out along the end line, and a corner is forthcoming for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
Corner kick for the Yellow Jackets. This is Brady Brown.
Brady Brown will take the corner for BW. Brown sends it into the box. It's headed up by Baldwin Wallace to the top of the box. BW controls it off a deflection, and a collision occurs. It's just outside of the box, but it's a foul against the Fighting Scots. And Braden Lamb will take a seat after drawing the foul, puts both hands behind him to support his weight, and he's going to need a second to regather himself before being helped up by Ben McCauley. Under 20 minutes to go in this one, and the Yellow Jackets with a golden opportunity here to put themselves back in front, as at the top of the semicircle that extends from the box, the Yellow Jackets will have a free kick. Skladany will take it with the right foot, tries to kick it through the box, and Wooster blocks it out, and the Yellow Jackets will keep it in. Play. They'll send it toward the box once more. And off of a header attempt, it's redirected across the end line, high and wide of the net for Baldwin Wallace. So that will result in a goal kick coming up for the Fighting Scots. And we'll have a couple of new Fighting Scot players trot onto the field. As Uzaki is one who returns for Wooster. Evan Paratopoulos is also back for Wooster. The Fighting Scots work the ball down the field. On a slide tackle, it's sent out by the Yellow Jackets. That'll stem the tide on this rush up the field, but Wooster will get a throw-in attempt. Paratopoulos drops back 2/3 of the way onto the track before lobbing it in, and it's cleared out by the Yellow Jackets. Elliott Miller can't hold it in, and a lead pass to Carter Richardson. He's trying to get around the last defender, and another one will close and head it towards the keeper. Glucksman will scoop it up. They'll roll it out back to Aristidemu, who lobs it down the field. McCauley heads it to Lamb. Lamb chased by Miller. Slips a pass wide to their right side, and it's directed down the field by the Yellow Jackets. It'll be Freed who controls it for Wooster. Lamb right at the midfield stripe will possess it. Over to Brown. Off of the head of Rochford, back to Lamb. And Richardson deflects it out, and it will be a Wooster throw-in. Robert Hillhouse onto the pitch now for Wooster as he relieves Evan Amend. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. And Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game on Flow College. A free kick is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace off of the Wooster foul. Less than 16 minutes left to play in this one. We're even at 1. Baldwin Wallace scored less than a minute into the game. And then Wooster drew even 16 and a half minutes later. The feed into the box off the free kick, headed away by Wooster. Now it'll be headed away again. Lamb sends it back toward the goal once more. And Glucksman will walk it out of play. I should say usher it out of play, and it will be a goal kick coming up as it slid across the end line. Glucksman with the right foot. Sends it high and across midfield. Rochford forces an overrun of the ball and takes possession. He'll check up on the break, slip it back to Lamb. Lamb goes far side. And the crossing pass blocked by Elliott Miller. Miller sends it up to Hillhouse. Hillhouse in a foot race, and it's going to be Ben McCauley who wins it and directs it out of play. So a throw-in is coming up for Miller. Miller lobs it in off the throw-in, and Wooster overruns it. It gets skied toward the box, and it will be Wooster who comes away with the ball. And a redirect and a shot off the top of the bar and into the back of the net for the go-ahead goal. That's Aris Christodoulou with his second tally of the night, and the Fighting Scots of the College of Wooster lead the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace 2-1 with 13:43 left to play here in the second half. The Yellow Jackets will redirect, or rather have the possession off of the goal, but they'll redirect it out of play, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for Wooster in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. And this time it's redirected out of play by Wooster, so the Yellow Jackets get the throw-in. They've got some work to do, down 2-1 here, as we're in the latter third of this second half. Glucksman will redirect it. The Yellow Jackets trying to play it back at him. It gets skied and sent out of play by Wooster. So a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And each team will get a substitution. Yellow Jackets with an opportunity that's cleared out by Wooster. And it's a throw-in for Ben McCauley. He gets it to Tieran. Tieran will send it back to Getz on the right side. Getz with a lead pass. controlled by the Yellow Jackets. McGuire Alden takes it between the hash marks with the left foot. He'll send it near side, but he sends it out of play, and that'll result in a throw-in for Wooster. The Yellow Jackets off of a header take possession, but Wooster takes it right back. Elliott Miller nearly drugged down by his left shoulder, and the official lets him play on. There's been a lot of foul calls today, but still there have been moments where the officials have let both the Fighting Scots and Yellow Jackets play through some pretty physical action. And this is one of those cases where the Yellow Jackets will get possession now toward the goal, and Wooster on the clear. So it'll result in a throw-in for Baldwin Wallace after the couple of substitutions are checked into the match. The throw-in gets into the box. It's headed out by Wooster. A collision ensues, and Wooster will get the clear out near midfield. McGuire Alden trying to redirect it, and Faber somehow keeps it in on the bounce, and then it's directed out by Lamb. Faber goes to the ball, and oh man, he wipes out. There's a tarped area on the sidelines for the football games here at Finnie Stadium, and he caught an edge and went down face first. He's able to bounce back up, but he gave up on a throw and let somebody else handle that detail. And you hope he's okay now because of adrenaline, but you hope he's okay going forward as the Fighting Scots just nearing the midway point of the season. And the Fighting Scots will get a turnover, and they will send it toward the net. Tyrion will scoop it up, and he'll roll it out to McGuire Alden. Alden drops it back to McCauley. Gets sent up the field to Richardson. Richardson to Brown, back to McCauley. McCauley redirects it to McGuire Alden. Alden across midfield with the lead pass. It's headed toward the keeper. The Yellow Jackets draw out Glucksman, but Wooster on the recovery will take possession of the ball. It's cleared out, but Lamb is there for it. Lamb with the right foot rockets it towards the net. Glucksman on a dive awkwardly falls in front of the ball and saves it. Under 10 minutes left to go here in the game, and we have an injury timeout. One of the Yellow Jackets is down, and the trainer for Baldwin Wallace, Cindy Zilko, will be summoned from the sideline to check on the injured Yellow Jacket. The injured Yellow Jacket is up and walking off the field gingerly, but still under his own power. That's good to see. Taking a look at what's ahead for Baldwin Wallace after this game against Wooster. Baldwin Wallace will be on the road for a little bit of a stretch as they play at Transylvania on Saturday at 1 p.m. and then next Thursday they will be at Oberlin before they return home for Senior Day on September 27th against Olivet. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff and the nightcap of a doubleheader with the football team. The football team hosting the University of Mount Union that day. Glucksman will send it across midfield. The Fighting Scots push it further down that sideline, and the Yellow Jackets will help usher it out of play. So a throw-in will be forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. Another throw in after it's directed out of bounds near midfield by Wooster. And the Yellow Jackets lose the pursuit of the ball. Chartrand tracks it down, easy enough to say. But then Wooster again hit it out of play. So it'll be a throw in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. It's lobbed into the box, cleared out by Wooster. Controlled momentarily by the Yellow Jackets, then overrun by the Fighting Scots. And it'll be Miller who comes out of the pack with the ball, runs it near side. He turns the corner against Brady Brown. That's a good battle, and Brown puts Miller on his backside, and that's going to be a foul against the Yellow Jackets. Deservedly so. After today, the Fighting Scots will return home on Saturday. They'll play a 4 p.m. game against the University of Mount Union. Then they'll be on the road for a spell, like at La Roche, at Adrian, and then they open up play in North Coast Athletic Conference with 2 road games at DePaul and Denison before returning home on October 11th to play Wabash at Carldale Field. The clear into the box is sent out by the Yellow Jackets, and it will be a corner for Wooster. Well, it's a tough road stretch for Wooster, as they're only home one time out of a 6-match stretch. A 7-game stretch, I should say, that they're home. They started off with a home-heavy schedule, and now this is the price that you pay on the back end of it. You got to play a lot on the road. Miller will tee up the corner with the left foot, sends it into the box. It's punched out by Tieran, and another corner is forthcoming for the Fighting Scots. It'll just be on the other side of the field, and it will be Connor Shea who will feed it toward the goal. Under 7 minutes left to go in this one. It's Wooster 2, Baldwin Wallace 1. And they play a short corner. Now it's fed toward the goal, and it sails wide of the box. Hillhouse will track it down. And good physical battle with McCauley will ensue, and McCauley will send it out. It'll be a throw-in for Wooster. Aristodemu will throw it in. And it will be deflected out on the end line by the Yellow Jackets. So a corner is forthcoming for Wooster, and Miller will tee it up once more. That was a great play by Wooster to set up the corner. Miller with the left foot, and it's picked out of the air on the fly by Diego Tieran of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. He'll roll it out right side to Getz. Getz back middle of the field to McGuire Alden. It gets redirected to Skladany, back to Getz. And Getz will send it across midfield now, and it's right back to the Scots off of a couple of deflections. And stepping up and redirecting it are the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets before Wooster will clear it out. And it will be a throw-in for Baldwin Wallace. It's dropped into McCauley. McCauley will send it near side. And it's up to Richardson. Off. Now it's out of play. Off of Wooster, so a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets again. Well, we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jackets soccer game against the College of Wooster Fighting Scots is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game on Flow College. A battle along the end line is won by the Fighting Scots. A clearing pass is into the Yellow Jacket bench, and that will be a throw-in coming up for Baldwin Wallace as we approach just 4 minutes left in this contest. And the Yellow Jackets will get a throw-in. The throw-in goes past the Yellow Jackets and into the arms of Eddie Glucksman. Glucksman with the left foot sends it up the field. The Jackets give pursuit. It's Miller who redirects it to Aristodemu. And a foul is called against Wooster. A free kick is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. It gets into Owen Reyes, who checked in on the latest substitution. McCauley will direct it to Getz and get it back on the Yellow Jacket side of midfield. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this one. As Getz sends it toward the box, it's walked out by Wooster. And Wooster on the clear sends it back across midfield. But there's Hillhouse to control the possession and to help Wooster burn more time off of this clock. Hillhouse sends it left side. And good pursuit from Wooster. Gets the ball down the field, but the Yellow Jackets take it away from Connor Shea. Shea gets it back. And then the lead will go out along the end line, and it will result in a goal kick for Baldwin Wallace. Gets sent across midfield and back. And now Getz will track it down. He feeds it up that far sideline. Good footwork by the Yellow Jackets to keep possession, and they get a turnover. And a foul is called as Miller pursued the ball, and he caught a kick a little bit higher than you want to catch one, as he caught it right in the shin knee area, and he fell to the turf and now is up with the help of a teammate and trying to get it loose. And a yellow card has been issued. And the coaching staff for Wooster not happy with that one, as one of the Scots was walking off the field, said something that the officials didn't like, and that official walked him down along the sideline and then had a long discussion with Coach Andy Zidron. After the card was issued, Wooster will have a free kick on a foul that was charged to the Yellow Jackets. It's headed away by Baldwin Wallace. Tyrion will scoop it up and walk it out. He'll bounce it once and then punt it across midfield. Reyes gave pursuit, but it's taken away by Wooster once more. Hillhouse is offsides. So it'll be Yellow Jackets on the possession. Under 90 seconds to play. Tyrion with the free kick coming up. With the right foot, he lobs it toward the goal. And it's headed away by the Scots. Back kick played by the Jackets, scooped up by Glucksman. Glucksman fell to the turf to control the ball. Now he'll spin it out to himself and send it across midfield. It's headed back by Baldwin Wallace. And Rochford attempted to go after it, but Wooster on the clear down the field. It's scooped up by Tieran. He feigns the pass, now sends it to McCauley. McCauley hustling down the field. With the right foot, he sends it over to Reyes near side. And it is deflected by Wooster, but kept in by Reyes. Reyes sends it to Skladany. Out top it goes. And a big collision, and we're going to have a card issued. It's a yellow card charged to the Wooster Fighting Scots. And a free kick will be forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. So Baldwin Wallace about 28 yards out, and they have a free kick with 26 seconds left. It's a three-man wall for the Fighting Scots. And Skladany stands over the ball. The signal is given. Skladany with the right foot, puts it toward the net, and Glucksman jumps and makes the save. He'll throw it out to his left. And it's kept in play by Wooster. It's across midfield. The Fighting Scots on a mad rush. Send it down. And Hillhouse has it with the right foot. It's saved by Tieran. Another save by Tieran. He'll punt it down the field, and it will expire the clock. And the Wooster Fighting Scots with a tally in the second half and 2 goals overall by Aris Christodoulou. They come out and get a 2-1 victory on the road against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Wooster improves to 5-0-2 overall. They are now 1-0-2 on the road. Baldwin Wallace falls to 3-4-1 overall. They're now 1-2 at home. Baldwin Wallace will be on the road at Transylvania on Saturday, and then they will be on the road at Oberlin on next Thursday night before returning home on September 27th for a night game. Wooster continues a tough stretch as, again, they are on the road for 6 of a 7-game stretch. And that is never an easy thing, but it's a byproduct of having a lot of home games early. The Fighting Scots going to be road warriors coming up for a little bit now, as after playing at Case and Baldwin Wallace in back-to-back games, they return home to play Mount Union on Saturday at 4 p.m. Then it's at La Roche, at Adrian, at DePaul, and at Denison as they get into the teeth of North Coast Athletic Conference play. And then they play a couple of back-to-back home games at Carldale Field down in Worcester against Wabash on October 11th and at John Carroll on October 15th. So a tough stretch here for the Fighting Scots, but still they have yet to be beaten this year, and they will look to keep that streak going against Mount Union on Saturday. Once again, the final score here from Baldwin Wallace, it's the College of Wooster 2, Baldwin Wallace 1. Thanks for watching tonight's game here on Flow College. For everybody here at Baldwin Wallace, I'm Matt Florjancic saying have a great night, everybody, and as always, go Jackets.